Satnam, everyone. Welcome to this celebration hosted by all of the nonprofits under the guidance of the SSSC. And this is the presentation for KRI. One thing I hear as the CEO of KRI traveling around the world is often people don't understand what's the difference between 3HO and KRI and Sikh Dharma and even the SSSC, or they don't really have a clear understanding because our paths so much overlap each other, right? And KRI is specifically focused on Kundalini Yoga, of course, but in a couple different aspects. If we look at our name, it means the Kundalini Research Institute. So there's three main things that we're doing. The first one, of course, is Kundalini Yoga, the safeguard, the safe house, and the holder of the integrity and the grace and the protection of keeping these teachings of Kundalini Yoga alive and well, sharing them, spreading them, making sure that all of the printed materials are accurate according to how they were originally taught, and of course just being the place to be the touchstone when there's a question about the teachings of Kundalini Yoga, having that whole library together. So the library of teachings is a big part of this. And I'm going to talk about that in the end because this is the most inspiring piece for me at this moment. So there's that safeguarding kind of protective quality that KRI upholds and maintains. And then we have the research. Right? Dr. Sabir Singh, Dr. Dharma Singh, and I'm sure many others, most who are doing research on Kundalini Yoga, of course, go through them. But Dr. Sabir Singh, for example, has hundreds of pages, hundreds of research documents through Harvard, right? One of the top universities in the world. And these are accessible. They're on KRI's site. We hold them. We support Dr. Sabir in his research. He is the director of research for KRI and has been for quite some time. And he has a team. And there are many other people like Dr. Dharma Singh, who I mentioned, and his team and others all around the world now who are doing research in Kundalini Yoga. Why this is so important? Because this is the language of the times, right? This is the language of how we're moving forward with science and with all forms of art and all forms of expression on the planet right now. Yogiji used to give lectures many, many years ago where he'd start talking in this really strange way, right? The mega into the macro and the micro and 2.4 and, oh, you guys will never understand this. This is the language of the future. The next 5 generations will understand when I explain it this way. So we're going to be really behind the times if we're not in it with this research and with the scientific angle. We don't need anyone or anything to tell us that Kundalini Yoga works. We know from our own practice, from our own experience, and from our own love of this science and what we do every day when we feel it, that it works and that it moves us and that it does what it does. But to be able to explain some of that in scientific terminology and share that with people in a language that is actually used in all forms and all schools of yoga right now to kind of showcase what's happening in the body when these things are practiced, it's invaluable. There's something called biohacking that's so big in the world right now. And they can tell you, taking a specific supplement, which exact channel it goes into in your body, all of the organs and the systems that it impacts, how it increases the circulation, decreases the blood pressure, brings your pulse rate down, all in that one exact moment. And we can do the same with a lot of Kundalini Yoga techniques and practices. So the research element, housing that and supporting that, and sharing that is also a big part of KRI. And then the last word, you have institute there. Institute is the school. We are the structure and form of one of, if not the largest, actual Kundalini Yoga teacher training academy, the Aquarian Trainers Academy in the world. Sorry, just for all of yoga, we're the largest, or one of. We have a structured 200-hour program, which is standard in most yogas. That's called our level 1. And then there's, up to 500 and beyond for level 2 and level 3. So this is, and the structure that we have We have over 550 trainers worldwide that are doing level 1, level 2, and level 3 courses licensed under KRI. We have several hundred more who may not be active anymore, or may have chosen to teach in a different way, or not teach trainings, just teach Kundalini Yoga or workshops, etc. So this is a big academy with an incredible structure, with mentorships, with committees that are looking at the curriculum, that are answering questions, that connect with the national associations all around the world, who are basically little pockets of individuals or boards or people who are inspired to gather their communities in individual countries and can kind of help support and help share and help whatever process teachers need who are trying to teach Kundalini Yoga in that country, give them support, offer live sadhanas every day. I know Spain, for example, has a live sadhana. It's online, but it's live for anyone who lives in Spain every day of the year without fail. The National Association hosts this. So they do things like this that are incredibly inspiring and incredibly uplifting for their country people to be able to stay connected and stay together and have some, feeling of Sangat and community around sharing and teaching Kundalini Yoga. So this school is incredibly valuable. It's worldwide. I think it's in over 50 or 60 countries or something like that there are teachers and trainers offering these programs. And that is the heart of the process of sharing Kundalini Yoga. Of course, there's over 80,000 teachers who have been certified through a KRI program and done a level 1 training who have the skill and the experience to be able to go out and teach Kundalini Yoga worldwide. How many of them are teaching at any given time? Who knows? And that number is growing fast. So it's big, and it's all coordinated through KRI, through this system of the ATA. Lastly, I wanted to bring, the passion of mine, which is the Library of Teachings, where all of the lectures, all of the classes, all of the kriyas, everything taught by Yogiji is stored in an archive, right? We have there about 8,000 plus lectures and classes taught, of which about 3,000 only right now are openly available as an open source for anyone who goes to that site. And there's a big, big project ahead. We'd say, hopefully, realistically, in the next 5 years, if we could complete it, it would be incredible. And that would be bringing all of the kriyas, all of the practices from all of those many, many, many lectures. There's over 4,000 that are practices that have a full kriya in them. And refining that down, just like in a yoga manual, to, here's the mudra, here's the mantra that you chant, here's the breath that you do, it's for this long. Because if you watch it or just read it on the Library of Teachings, it's live, real time. So you have to search through it and find where he changed it and how much time that was, and it's not easy to do. But to create all of those condensed down into kind of a yoga book format, so all the practices are very accessible. And then put this all like on an app where we'd have an iPad, and we have this app, and we have the capacity to use any kriya, have it all pulled up right there, and you can search all the 4,000 plus practices by what you need to work on for your class, teach or share in your class or in your personal practice. Have the music connected, have a timer connected, have a place for notes for the teacher if they're going to be sharing that, and then click a button that says share, and that whole class that you just taught goes to the students in the class, and they can then research it on the Library of Teachings. Of course, we want to make this a membership. We want to have it tiered. Maybe there's a small fee so it supports that, and then there's a balance there, like a dakshina given for the use of this incredible tool. But this is super, super powerful and incredible way to ensure that all of the kriyas, meditations, and practices that have been given in Kundalini Yoga over the years are accessible and easily findable for people to take and practice, because each one is a gem, each one is an incredible tool, each one can have the capacity to change someone's life. And as a teacher, I know for myself at least that this is the source of it all, and this is where we can make the most impact and kind of have this stable and secure for generations to come, to be able to access these teachings, practice them, understand them better, and share them with the world. So all of this is the heart of KRI. It's been about a year that I've been working there now, so I have a lot to learn still, and I hope to interact more and more with more of you. And that's it for now. I hope that's good and inspiring for you. If you have any questions ever, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to take some time and speak with you and explain what is what and do my best to understand if that's the case. So thank you. Sat Nam.